After firing blanks in the last 2 games, Dulwich Hamlet look to find their scoring boots again at Braintree Town today. After losing their opening 3 games, the hosts have picked up 13 points from the last 6 games with just 1 loss and are amongst the highest scorers in the league. Tuesday saw them draw at Concord Rangers and they make 1 change. The Hamlet, by contrast, have won just once in 6 with 2 defeats in their past 3 games. Maidstone United left Champion Hill with all 3 points in midweek, and following that loss, Gavin Rose has bolstered the defence with the signing of defender Marvin McCoy. He starts in 1 of 4 changes to the side. Cut back into the area. Jaha clears. Tim Monlouis. Nice touch to get him away from the challenge. He can burst forward now. Kieran Monlouis into the opposition half. Hunt wants it played out to him early. He's on the ball now. Connor Hunt will run it green. Gets into his left foot and the shot comes in. He was just stretching. Ball got away from him a little bit. As a result, it was an under-hit shot. McCoy also in there. And Alassane. It's a low one in by Hunt. It's not a great delivery. How's that a foul? It's gone against McCoy in the area. McCoy went down. He's in a heap in the area. Dulwich players wanted the penalty. It's a free kick gone against Marvin McCoy here. He's been shown the yellow card. Work hard forwards. McCoy just inside his area, heads clear, back towards Dulwich area. It's come for Cole, shoots distance, takes deflection, wrongs foot Maynard Brewer, and luckily went the wrong side of the post. Don't think Cole's shot would have been troubling the Australian, but Monlouis in support on that right wing. Decides to come infield with the ball, Kieran Monlouis. That's the kind of drive and run Dulwich need to see more of. Monlouis, on he goes. Puts his F over the bar. Determined run by Kieran Monlouis. And it comes from him. And Mills is round the back, well brought down. Danny Mills scores! Excellent first touch and a clinical finish from the big man. Can score with his feet as well, not just his head. Excellent composure. And Connors again mentioned his reliability from set pieces this season. Chipped it over the top. Mills brought it down. Excellent first touch, and he buries it with his second past Johnson. Hamlet draw first blood. Hutchins wrestles it away from Mills. Coker in a central position. He's got Kirali ahead of him. Told to drive on by the crowd. He does just that. His shot is blocked well by McCoy. That ball was travelling. Here's Cole. Gets to the edge of the area and shoots and scores. Instant reply after the half-time break, and it's a thunderbolt into the top corner from Addy Cole. Scored his first goal of the season midweek. That one is a belter right into the top corner. That arrowed from the edge of the area. Ashley Maynard Brewer wasn't going to save that one. He enjoyed that one, Cole. We had to change something. We said at half-time, and they've done that. Helped out by Urquhart, low centre. Connors deflects that to Akinwande, edge of the area. He lines up the shot. Bounce in front of the keeper, is saved. And then the ball spun to Green, and his shot was blocked by Barnes. He was won a throw-in. It was a decent save that from Maynard Brewer because it bounced just in front of him, and he did well to palm it away. Touched everyone back to defend this for Dulwich, and it comes. Maynard Brewer with a Superman punch to safety. Good connection from the Aussie. Reverse ball back to Green, who's got a bit of space now. Barnes slow to come out to him. Low cross, controlled by Richardson. Can he sort his feet out? Coker takes over, and Maynard Brewer eventually dives on the ball. Got a bit messy in there, but made sure he pounced there. Ashley Maynard Brewer. 63 minutes gone. Hunt goes out to take the corner on the far side with his left boot. Good ball in. Smith gets up, but heads wide. Richardson in the centre circle. In midfield at the moment, then lost the ball out to the far side. Coker against Connors, shrugs him off. Toby Coker, is there a shot for him? There is. It was travelling and dipping, but just off target in the end from Toby Coker. Not a million miles away. On to Monlouis. Back with Aaron Barnes again. Hunt. Reverse ball, Monlouis. First touch away from Akinwande into the area right side. He's got Barnes waiting on the outside. Barnes will cross, low ball. Hunt controls. Hunt drives it in, just wide of the far post. Excellent first touch and shot from Connor Hunt. And it just fizzes wide of the far post. Not too much in that at all. Vose. Dulwich attacking with intent now. On for White. Trying to stretch the defence. White up against Osborne. Gassing past and pulls it back. Vose missed it completely. And Clark was well positioned together ahead of Alassani. Just tried to stab it and poke it in. Vose couldn't get there. It's White again up against Osborne. Vose edge of the area. On for White. Wasn't expecting it. Lewis White. It deflects his way again. Lewis White on he goes past Osborne. Pulls it back. And it came for Vose and it's come for a corner. White took his time before cutting it back. Vose arrived. The body got in the way. Smith. Monlouis wants it, but he's ignored him. Gone back to Barnes. Barnes going through the middle. Edge of the area now, and Barnes still going. Post on for Hunt to shoot. Blocked by the head of Clark. Drops to Vose. First touch. Don Vose saved by the keeper. Johnson palmed it away into the danger area, but luckily there was a man there for Braintree. Dulwich suddenly on top again in this game. Connors. Passing to Alassani. He turns his man. Alassani, is there a chance for him? There is. Sate at the keeper. And he'll dive on the loose ball. Alassani turned his man. You expect the net to bulge. Had his chance a few minutes ago. Up against Hutchins now. Twisting and turning and trying to wriggle free Reece Alassani. He's done just that. Gets into the area. Alassani, can he pull it back? On he goes. Goes down. Is that a penalty? No, says the referee. Alassani goes to ground. He felt he was pulled back from behind. He tried to tee up a teammate in the middle. Will the referee revisit that and book him then? We will see. Taken on Connors. Doesn't beat him, but gets up and does beat him on the second attempt. Coker, his shot is blocked edge of the area by Taylor, who's in a lot of discomfort. In comes across. Headed on. Goal! Carulli. Braintree have scored. Cross came in from, I think, Akinwande. Carulli off the bench, heads home. Dulwich have a man stricken in the penalty area. Braintree have turned it around. The man who came on at half-time has given them the lead. Just when Dulwich have been on top. Braintree moving to a lead. Craig Taylor still down. Carulli and Akinwande going for the same ball. Carulli loses out to Monlouis and gives it to Hunt. Early pass forward, Vose. That's where you want him. Don Vose in the same position. Poked on to Alassani. On he goes. Edge the area. Alassani. Great save by Johnson. Palm behind for the corner. Went through one-on-one. And Johnson with a very strong save. Alassani's been denied by him a couple of times in this half. Pass forward is headed clear by Hutchins. Back to halfway line. Hunt giving it back to towards Taylor. He's run off it by Eddie Cole. One-on-one. This for 3-1. Saved by the boot of Maynard Brewer. The rebound comes for Akinwande. This to seal it. Blocked by Taylor. Looked like he used his hand there maybe. Ball deflected off his body onto his arm. Johnson standing in the middle of his goal. Connors is ready. Floated in. McCoy was there. Vose is there! Oh, it's wide of the far post. It's a goal kick and that could well be that. Vose free header at the far post. Thought he was going to send it into the far corner. And that's going to be another defeat surely now for Dulwich. It spun up so nicely for him. Gav, was it the first 10-15 minutes of the second half that cost us in that game, do you think?
Yeah, it was. We spoke about, working hard again in the second half, taking the game to Braintree. We didn't do it. We didn't have enough in us to do that. We ended the half, I think, a little bit on the back foot, and we said that we needed to take it to them. But clearly the 11 that went out just didn't have that fight, what we needed, because everyone's fresh again after 15 minutes break, and they came out fighting, and they were first to every ball, every single ball, and we just literally looked like we were still in a changing room. And the thing is, I've got a lot of belief in the changing room, but when you don't fight it gives you a lot of cause for concern. If people are not willing to work hard and fight for each other, and realise that our backs are against the wall and we need to dig in and just go that little bit extra and sacrifice. If you don't do that, that's a big sign that something's wrong. And for me, that was the reason why I had a bit of belief in the group. at the start of the season because the backs were against the wall and we managed to get points. But equally now we seem to be, when it gets tough, we don't seem to be there to fight.
It must have been doubly disappointing because in the first half it looked like we'd gone back to how we were in previous games. Our midfielders were breaking up attacks. I thought Christian and Dave in particular were dominating that midfield, so you must have been doubly disappointed given the way we played for 40 minutes.
Yeah, listen, Dave is patching himself up to play, so I don't want to be too harsh on him. That's not something that everyone sort of knows, but he's sort of bashing himself up to play games. And then clearly the half-time break has made him. He's come out. It's not quite the same. But Christian, he's done well for the first half. The second half, nowhere near it, to be quite honest with you. Kieran was on the back foot for the first 15 minutes as well in the second half, and he was the catalyst for our press in the first half. So for me, that's probably where we lost it in the engine room in terms of being competitive. And obviously everyone knows that if you don't do that in the engine room, that you struggle at any level.
You created more chances in the game, particularly in the second half. Do you think the chances you created, you should have won the game?
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that it just feels like we're going back into sort of old ground now, things that I covered last season with the group we had last year. A bit naive, and then obviously opportunities to score and not taking them, and there's not anything anyone can do if you're if you're not taking sort of opportunities that are point blank. And that's what we've done today. And I mean, there's one right at the end with Dom on the line. He manages to miss. It's probably harder to miss. And Reece has had a couple that you'd expect him to finish. So yeah, it's disappointing. But we spoke about this at the start of the day about being clinical. The Maidstone game, there wasn't a lot of chances for both teams, but we had 2 gilt-edged chances in front of goal and we managed to miss them. And today we've had a lot again, we've managed to miss them, and that's what we're paying them for.